All right, everybody, welcome back. Ready to dive into another topic.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
So today, we're tackling something I think we can all relate to, healthy habits.
Yeah.
Everyone's always got advice about how to live healthier, longer, blah, blah, blah.
Or like a never-ending stream of information.
Exactly. And it can be tough to sort through it all and figure out what actually makes a difference. So that's what this deep dive is all about. We're going deeper into the why behind those top 10 healthy habits everyone's always talking about.
Love it. Getting past those generic tips and really understanding the science.
Exactly. And we've got some great sources to guide us. So first up, let's talk about food. I mean, who hasn't heard eat a balanced diet a million times? But what does balanced even mean?
Right. It's one of those things that sounds good but can be a little vague.
Totally. Luckily, this podcast we got broke it down, citing the NHS, the UK's National Health Service. They're all about getting your fill of those essential nutrients. Carbs, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals. It's like the whole nutritional orchestra.
Yeah. And each nutrient plays a critical role in keeping our bodies running smoothly. They provide energy, support growth and repair, and help protect against disease. Without them, things start to fall apart.
Okay, so it's not just about eating your veggies. It's about making sure you're getting a bit of everything your body needs. So what happens if we're constantly low on a specific nutrient? Say, like fiber.
Well, fiber is crucial for digestion. It keeps things moving, shall we say. So if you're low on fiber, you might experience constipation, bloating, all those fun digestive issues.
Got it. Fiber is our friend. Salad it is.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to number 2. Stay active regularly. And no, I'm pretty sure scrolling through fitness influencers on Instagram doesn't count. So what kind of activity are we talking about?
I really liked how this podcast emphasized finding activities you actually enjoy. That's what makes a routine sustainable. It's about incorporating movement into your life in a way that feels good, not like a chore.
I love that. It's not about punishing yourself with grueling workouts you hate. It's about finding that joy in movement, whether it's dancing in your living room, going for a hike, or even just taking the stairs instead of the elevator.
Exactly. Little things add up. And when you genuinely enjoy the activity, you're more likely to stick with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So find what moves you, literally. Now, this next habit is one I'm always working on. Getting enough quality sleep. And I know the magic number is supposed to be 7 to 9 hours a night, but this podcast also talked about the importance of something called the sleep-wake cycle, referencing health.gov. What's that all about?
It's all about your body's natural rhythm, your internal clock, if you will. It's called your circadian rhythm. And it's not just about the quantity of sleep, but also the quality and timing.
So going to bed and waking up around the same time each day, even on the weekends.
Precisely. When you're consistent with your sleep schedule, you're working with your circadian rhythm, not against it.
And what happens when we're constantly fighting against our natural rhythms?
Well, it can throw your whole system out of whack. We're talking messed up sleep, low energy, mood swings, increased risk of health problems down the line. It's pretty remarkable how much our bodies rely on those regular sleep-wake cycles.
Wow, it's like our bodies are finely tuned instruments that need that regular care to perform their best. Okay, that's eye-opening. Now let's talk about a big one, stress. We all experience it, but it's how we manage it that makes all the difference. This podcast actually recommended incorporating mindfulness for stress management, citing Mindful is a great resource.
They make a great point about shifting from being reactive to being responsive. Instead of getting swept away by our immediate emotional reactions to stress, mindfulness gives us that pause, that space to choose a healthier response.
So instead of sending that angry email when you're feeling overwhelmed, you take a few deep breaths and approach the situation with a calmer mind.
Exactly. It's about recognizing those stressful thoughts and feelings without judgment, and then choosing how you want to respond. And even just a few minutes of mindful breathing can make a world of difference.
It's amazing how powerful those little moments of stillness can be.
Okay, next up is a habit that seems straightforward on the surface. Stay hydrated. Just drink more water, right? But this source, NCOA, revealed it's more than just quenching your thirst.
Right. Hydration affects everything from our energy levels to our metabolism. Our brains need water to function properly. Our digestive systems rely on it, and it even helps regulate our body temperature.
So all those times I felt sluggish and foggy-brained, it might have been dehydration. My brain was literally crying out for H2O.
It's definitely a possibility, so make sure you're drinking enough water throughout the day.
Will do. Speaking of things that can drain our energy, let's talk screen time. We all love our devices, but this podcast highlighted the importance of limiting screen time, especially for better sleep. They even cited care insurance on this one. But how exactly does staring at a screen all day affect our health?
It all comes down to the blue light emitted from our devices. It messes with our body's natural production of melatonin, the hormone that regulates our sleep-wake cycle. So that's why scrolling through social media before bed is a recipe for a restless night. I am guilty of that.
It's a common trap. And it's not just about sleep. Too much screen time can also lead to eye strain, headaches, and even neck and back pain.
Yikes, it's like a digital double whammy. Okay, I'm putting down my phone. Now let's move on to a more heartwarming habit, nurturing positive relationships. We all know spending time with loved ones is important, but this podcast, referencing Harvard Health, talked about how those strong social connections can actually benefit our health.
It's incredible how having those close, supportive relationships can reduce stress, boost our mood, and even improve our physical health. When we feel loved and supported, it really does wonders for our overall well-being.
It's like having a built-in support system to help us through life's ups and downs. Okay, this next topic is a bit heavier, but important nonetheless. We're talking about avoiding smoking and limiting alcohol. The podcast was brief here, but I'm curious, were there any standout risks associated with these habits highlighted in the source material?
Both smoking and excessive alcohol consumption have been linked to a whole host of health problems, including heart disease, stroke, various types of cancer, and liver disease. It's serious stuff.
Definitely not habits to take lightly. Now, on to a more uplifting habit, lifelong learning. I love this one. This source, the Corporate Finance Institute, highlighted how continuously learning and challenging our minds can actually benefit us as we age.
Absolutely. It's about building what's called cognitive reserve. It's like a mental workout that helps keep your brain sharp and agile as you get older.
So picking up a new hobby, learning a new language, or even just doing puzzles can help protect our brains from age-related decline.
Exactly. It's never too late to learn something new and give your brain a boost.
I'm all for that. And finally, let's talk about the importance of regular health checkups. The podcast emphasized this one, citing better health as a source. But honestly, I think we've all been there sometimes. Checkups feel like a chore. Why are they so crucial?
Think of regular checkups as preventative maintenance for your health. Detecting potential issues early is key when it comes to successful treatment and management.
So instead of dreading those appointments, we should view them as opportunities to invest in our future well-being.
Exactly. It's about taking a proactive approach to your health rather than waiting for something to go wrong.
Such a great point. Wow, we covered a lot of ground today. It's amazing how these seemingly small habits can have such a big impact on our overall well-being. So for our listeners, I encourage you to choose one habit from this deep dive that resonates with you and commit to incorporating it into your routine. Trust me, your future self will thank you.
Couldn't agree more. Small steps can lead to big changes.
Absolutely. That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.